Welcome to the Sound of Ideas from IdeaStream Public Media. I'm Stephanie Haney. Thank you for being with us. After experiencing a large dip during the pandemic, holiday shopping has been steadily rising over the last few years, with a record 186 million people planning to shop from Thanksgiving to Cyber Monday this year. That's according to the National Retail Foundation. While Black Friday is the most popular day to shop, 67 million people plan to shop specifically on Saturday, with 80% of those saying they want to support local businesses on Small Business Saturday. Ohio has more than 90,000 small retail businesses who employ almost 180,000 workers in the state. That's according to the U.S. Small Business Administration. We're going to devote this show to highlighting entrepreneurs, makers, and artists from across Northeast Ohio who rely on this time of year to keep doing what they love. And we know there are so many other small businesses out there, so we encourage you to give a shout out to the ones you love when you shop local. You can give us a call at 866-578-0903. You can also send us an email at soi@ideastream.org, or you can message us on Instagram at The Sound of Ideas. And by the end of the show, we think that you will have all of your holiday shopping ideas figured out. We have a great panel to help us do just that. Our first group is in studio with us now. Let's welcome Mike Brighton. He's the owner of Gray Dog Comics in Chesterland. Mike, thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
We also have Lori Parnell with us, the founder and maker behind Black Culture Candles in East Akron. Lori, thanks for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
And we have Corbin Wandling, the production manager of Nosh Butters in Cuyahoga Falls. Corbin, thank you for making the drive in today.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having us.
And we also have Dominic Caruso. Dominic is the communications director for Downtown Akron Partnership. He'll tell us about the city's Shop Local initiative. Dominic, thanks for being with us today.
Oh, it's great to be here.
Mike, we'll start our conversation with you. Can you tell us about how your love of collecting turned into your everyday job?
Sure. I've collected my entire life. It started with my grandmother taking me to the store and buying comic books for me off a spinner rack when I was a kid. And it just turned into this collection that just kept growing and growing and growing. And one time I decided to downsize, and then it turned into the exact opposite, where I was getting rid of stuff and the rest. I really liked this part of the business. So I just started selling comics and toys and shows, and then it turned into our present store.
It is really something, right? You have to make room for something new, and all of a sudden you find out you can share that love with someone else.
Yes.
So what has the business community been like for you in Chesterland?
Chesterland's great. I love my community. We have a great support staff. We have great shops around us also. There's a small boutique next to us called Trish Chic. There's a restaurant called the Silver Skillet. And it's a community where people come to our store, they go to their store, and they go to eat there. And it's one of those things where it all works together. And the community's great, the great support from our locals, and we're getting more people coming in from out of the area too, which is nice.
And when did you make that leap? Can you talk to us about that, making that leap from, realizing you just maybe needed to clear out what you had going on a little bit to actually having a storefront and being a part of that business community?
Sure. About 7 years ago, we decided to open a small store, and then it got bigger and bigger. And about 3 years ago, we moved to Chesterland. Our 3-year anniversary was on Halloween. And during this past 3 years, it's just gotten larger and larger.
Okay. What are some of the challenges and successes of being a small business? Tell us about that, and how reliant are you really? We hear that a lot, that people are very reliant on this stretch of time to make small businesses run for the whole year. Is that true for you? What does that look like?
It's very true. This time of year, it's very important for small businesses. Like, everyone's doing their holiday shopping, and we hope that they'll find unique and different ideas at our shop and find out how they can find something unique that they're not going to find in a larger retailer, how we provide different services and can find that one thing that you're not going to find someplace else.
Mm-hmm. We have an email now from David in Cleveland Heights in the Lyndhurst area, so I'll read that now. David says, 2 things about shopping locally. 1, I do everything I can to avoid buying from Amazon, and I recently looked for something else, chose another online retailer, which I found was connected with Amazon. David wonders what percentage of his purchases at Whole Foods come back locally compared to Amazon. Very good question there. We've been talking about percentages just in general that come back. David goes on to say, when our streets are even more clogged with delivery trucks, cars, and vans, maybe more people will get the message. My biggest problem with those delivery vehicles is how many of them park illegally blocking traffic, speeding along, and sometimes making illegal turns dangerously. David, thank you very much for sharing your perspective with us here on The Sound of Ideas. A reminder, if anyone would like to participate in the conversation, the number to call is 866-578-0903. You can also send us an email at soi@ideastream.org. I want to share one statistic that we noticed when we were looking at the research for this. The numbers vary depending on which organization you actually look at, but one organization said that as much as $48, almost half of $100 spent if you shop locally comes back into your area and recirculates in your community, compared to $14, for example, if you were to spend $100 at Amazon or any big box store coming back into the local community. So that's just an example there. I know David was asking about what percentage of purchases at Whole Foods come back locally, because we do know that Whole Foods is associated with Amazon, or maybe you didn't know that and maybe you know that now. Mike, would love to ask you what you've brought in for us to see. Tell us about what you have in front of you there.
Well, I just brought a couple of the small things that we have in our shop. That we've got some Godzilla, Mothman, which is always popular, some Star Wars, some comic books. A lot of our inventory is comics, just individual issues, but we do have like graphic novels. So something that's special for that person. We also have we have Barbies and Monster Highs and lots of other things. So we're not just one niche. We're trying to expand to have something for everyone in the collecting community.
How do you make that decision on what to bring into the store? Because I know you're probably presented with just so many options on what you could bring in.
It's tough. It's trying to figure out what most people are going to like while still staying true to what we are. So it's one of those things where if I like it, hopefully other people like it, and we try to expand from there.
Can you explain, I know this is kind of a tough question, but I'll ask you to put in just a couple words for us, the vibe of your business?
We're not a small, tiny store, we're a decent sized store, but we try to have a warm, inviting atmosphere where everyone's welcome. They can come in and find something that applies to what they're interested in. We want people to feel welcome. I know sometimes you'll go to a larger store and you feel like no one's paying attention to you, or they don't basically care that you're there. We do. We want to make sure that you feel like you're welcome in our shop, and we hope that you'll come back over and over.
Okay. Lori, let's talk with you now. You're a relatively new business owner. Can you talk to us about the start of Black Culture Candles?
Yeah, my business started in 2021, but the idea for Black Culture Candles started in 2020 during the pandemic and the Black Lives Matter movement. It started with a conversation I had with my daughter about how during the media presence, Black culture was always, the traumatic side of Black culture, when there's always so much joy in Black culture that was not televised. And so I was talking to my daughter about how can we were looking to start a business, and we were amateur candle makers at the time, and how can we infuse some joy into our candle making? And so I was also struck by how other cultures and ethnicities stood with us and were just so supportive, and I was just awestruck. And then I thought about how many experiences and memories we have in common. And I said, well, what if we took those shared memories and experiences and put them into a candle? Because, one of my best-selling candles is Grandma's Garden. And growing up with my grandmother's garden, we all have someone we love who loves gardening and plants and flowers. So I created a scent, that is called Grandma's Garden. And Black Love is actually my best-selling candle. And that is all about the relationships that nurture and sustain us. And this is my best-selling scent. And then I did a Christmas candle, Christmas collection. This is Moonlit Christmas, and it's all about after Christmas Day is over, and you're walking through the forest at nighttime, and it smells like a nighttime forest lit up for Christmas. So I take these experiences that are universal, that we all share, and I filter them through a Black cultural lens. So even though the focus is Black culture, these are all experiences that we all share. And I put these in scented candles.
Okay, so this conversation started maybe around 2019, and how long until you made the leap to actually starting the business?
Well, the conversation started in 2020. It was September 21st, that I actually started the business.
Okay.
So I just celebrated 4 years.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
I know you were telling us a little bit about some of the candles in front of you. Tell us about the other holiday candles you've brought in today.
Yeah, this is my Scent Journey, my Christmas Scent Journey sampler. So I have Silent Night, which is inspired by the gifts of the three wise men. So it's like a frankincense and myrrh. And then I have Santa Baby, which is like a boozy holiday punch. This is like this is the thick of the holiday, of Christmas Day when the kids are opening presents, people are coming and going, you're celebrating the holiday. And then at the end of the night, you have the Moonlit Christmas.
And the Moonlit Christmas you were talking about, that's kind of the after the holiday strolling through.
Yeah, strolling through the forest at night. So this is like I'm not a big fan of pine, but this is a really softly scented floral pine.
Can I see it? Can I ask you to pass one this way?
Yeah, so this is go ahead and, so that's the 2 ounces. So go ahead and give it a
Okay,
smell.
I'm opening up Moonlit Christmas right now. I don't know if you can hear that. Yeah.
And another difference is I have allergies and asthma. So I can't burn soy or paraffin. So I make my candles with a vegan coconut apricot wax and are set with crackling wood wicks. And then I etch the glass. So as the candle burns down, you get the glow of the candlelight. So you get an ambient light along with as the candle is burning.
Okay, I'm smelling Santa Baby right now, so things could get wild. Just so you know, my warning to everyone.
That's the boozy punch.
Boozy punch is the perfect description for this.
Like a strawberry wine yeah.
That's when those babies start coming out. Like, okay, baby. After a couple Santa babies. Those smell absolutely wonderful. And I can see your design on the etch candles there for people who are watching us on ohiochannel.org and the IdeaStream Public Media YouTube page. You'll be able to see those designs. They're right in front of Lori. And where do you do the etching? Is that something you have to have sent out to do? Do you do that yourself?
I actually do it myself. I have a laser engraver.
Okay.
And I also have a couple of places in town that I go to engrave my glasses. So I do everything in-house. So I etch the glass, I create the scents, I make the candles. I even do I've done my own branding, my own marketing. So it's very much a one-person business.
Okay. Now, when you say in-house, are you literally doing this in your house?
I'm literally doing this in my house.
What's that like?
I just told someone yesterday, we're having Thanksgiving at my son's house because my house is a candle nightmare.
Or a candle dream come true, depending on how you think about it. Yes. Okay, so it is really, it's running the operation in the house, kind of wherever you look, there's candle business happening.
Yes.
And how does that work out? Do you feel like you have separation from work? Do you not want it? People say you find a job you love and you never work a day in your life, but you also work a lot as an entrepreneur.
I work a lot. Like two of my bedrooms, one is my office, and then one is like for candle storage. So like if I get order come in, I come into that room and I grab the candles. And then the basement, I have a full basement. So one half of the basement is candle production. So when I say it's a candle nightmare, it's a candle nightmare.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, I bet your house smells amazing.
Yeah, that's what people say when they come in. Oh, it smells good in here.
One more question for you. I just want to ask about the focus on this time of year for you. It seems to me like candles might be more popular in the holiday season.
Yeah, the candle season is cyclical. So it starts toward the end of August and it runs toward the end of February, beginning of March. So the holiday season is pivotal for candle makers. So because this takes us through the entire year. So a lot of I only do candles. So a lot of other candle makers, to supplement during the slow season, they make candle melts or incense or other products to get them through the year. But I strictly concentrate on candles from the September through the February season. And during the off season, I plan for other projects or to get me throughout the rest of the year. So I do some for businesses. Some businesses will contact me. People for weddings will contact me because I do engraving, so I can engrave anything on a jar. So I'll do special projects through the other part of the year to keep me going throughout the season.
the discipline to make that money from those 6 months stretch through. I don't know if I could do it. Thank you very much, Lori. We
You're
appreciate the
welcome.
conversation there. Corbin, I want to ask you now, you're here representing Nut Butters. The owners, Sam and Lauren Troman, they're out of town, but tell us about the origin and how you ended up working there.
So I know that they started the company in about 2018. They started with just the idea. They were literally going through their pantry, and they're like, let's try something other than peanut butter. So it started, I believe, with the pistachio almond. They had some pistachios, some almonds, and then they wanted to mess around and see what else they had, and continuously came up with ideas. And then they opened up the shop. I came on with them about 2 years ago now. And it's been great. And it's been a wonderful experience to work with a small local business and just people that have great ideas. And it kind of empowers you to have your own ideas, and it's awesome.
And I want to clarify here, the butters are made from nuts, but the company is called Nosh Butters. Are all of the butters made from nuts?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that we clarified that. Talking about small businesses here in Ohio, employing about 180,000 workers in the state. So was that intentional for you to work for a small business?
It was. Throughout most of my life since I've been working, I've worked, even my mother was an entrepreneur, so I've always wanted to work with smaller local businesses. I worked in restaurants for a very long time, and I did the chains and things like that, and it just wasn't for me. I wanted to feel a part of my community. I wanted to know the person I was working for, to know the person I was working with, and it's always been kind of what I am gravitated towards with working.
Yeah. Have you been with Nosh Butters for, how long have you been with Nosh Butters for?
It'll be about 2 years now.
About 2 years. Okay, so that's a significant amount of time. A lot of people jump around careers a lot more quickly than that.
Yeah.
So obviously something there is clicking for you. Tell us about what you brought in today.
So I brought in 3 of our most popular flavors. I brought in the pistachio almond, which is what they started with. It's won awards. Cinnamon sugar peanut pecan is great for the holidays. It's delicious. It's one you can sell to anybody who's used to like the sweeter peanut butters and things like that. Golden cashew almonds got a little bit of turmeric and ginger in it. So if you're looking for something a little more savory, and then we also make different nut mixes. So I brought our everything bagel one in. And some other local products we sell in our shop. We've got the home pantry jam, so you got to have jam with your peanut butter, and Akron honey as well.
Okay. And so, I mean, you can put these on bagels, you can put them on toast. You know, what's the most maybe out of the norm thing people put them on, or you recommend people put the nut butters on?
I mean, people can find all different uses for them. I've made even like a curry out of the golden cashew almond one. That's really good. People do smoothie bowls, smoothies, rice cakes, apples, spoons, whatever you can find. Yeah.
Spoons is probably the best one. Just dip a spoon.
It's to the point. Yeah.
Yeah, right? Get right in there. I want to remind our audience that we are talking about shopping small. We're highlighting small businesses today here on The Sound of Ideas. If you want to shout out a small business that you love in your community, or maybe you have a question for a panel, maybe you're looking for a gift suggestion, we can all do our best to try and help you weigh in there. The number to call in is 866-578-0903. You can also send us an email at soi@ideastream.org. And maybe if you want to call in anonymously and tell us maybe the best gift that you had, that like amazing score that you found at a small business that you know the people in your life are going to love, don't worry. We won't reveal your true identity. We just want to help you celebrate that because that's amazing. So go ahead and give us a call or send us an email and be a part of the conversation. And Corbin, when it comes to this, you mentioned restaurants, and now you're working at this nut butter company, Nosh Butters. Was food something that was important to you when you were looking for where you wanted to land?
It was. It is where I have a lot of experience. But it's also, I wanted to, try a different aspect of it and learn more about the food business itself. And they've been great teachers with that. And it was, it just kind of seemed like a seamless transition.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned there that you sell some other local made products in Nosh Butters. Can you talk to us a little bit, whatever you can tell us about partnerships that exist like that and how important they are to making the business thrive?
Oh, absolutely. Because when you are able to bring in other small businesses, you're empowering them as well as empowering yourself and your community, and it can inspire others to if somebody walks into our shop and they're like, oh, I have this idea of this product, but I don't know how I would sell it or where I would sell it, they can walk in and see, oh, they have all of these things. Like, I could do it too. I could ask them, or I can learn from them. And just know that there's always a place for your ideas.
Sure, sure. Does Nosh Butters go out to any of the maybe local farmers markets or anything like that, or is it really just kind of settled in the headquarters of the space?
We do some markets. We've done like Ohio Mart, Made in Ohio, and things like that, and some holiday markets. But a lot of our sales are through our shop and online.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Corbin, for telling us all about Nosh Butters. We appreciate
thank
it.
you.
We have a call now from Elizabeth in Cleveland Heights. Elizabeth, welcome to the Sound of Ideas. Go ahead.
Hi, I just want to shout out a new small business, Sauna Cleveland, who I went to visit last week at their pop-up at Mason's, and it was an incredible sauna. It was incredible. And for anyone who wants a little bit of relaxation time, I would highly recommend.
All right. Thank you for that recommendation, Elizabeth. We appreciate it. All right. We have another call coming in from Cleveland. Go ahead. You're welcome to the Sound of Ideas. I don't have your name here, but welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome to the Sound of Ideas. Go right ahead.
Good morning. My name is Susan, and I make all kinds of things, mostly greeting cards in my basement, which I sell at a place called The Corner at Van Aken District, which is actually a collective of a whole bunch of small business owners and makers. And the kinds of things that we have are very unique, like has been mentioned with other of your guests. And I just wanted to make people aware that it's a fun place to shop. Everything is local, and we just have a ton of fun doing it.
And remind us, tell us your name and what's the name of your business?
So my name is Susan Stagno, and the business that I'm referencing is called The Corner, and it is at Van Aken District.
All right. Thank you very much, Susan from The Corner in Van Aken District. We appreciate it. All right, Dominic, let's hear about the Akron small business scene.
Yeah, it's an exciting time to be in downtown Akron for small businesses. Things are starting to jump a little bit. And can I just say, it's a real thrill to be here with these three business owners and a representative of Nosh. I think, all three have kind of like embodied sort of the great things that you see in small businesses, from, the care and craft that goes into the candle making, the story, the sense of community that you get, with the neighborhood comic shop. Rubber City Comics, I have to shout them out too, in Akron. You get that same kind of community across, different comic shops, and you definitely should check out Grey Dog. And then, small businesses are also great places for opportunity. As an employee, you get to learn the ropes of the business. How many, entrepreneurs started out, in small businesses where they learned the ropes and then went on to form their own business. So in downtown Akron, you've got everything from, comic books to apparel to experiences. The caller mentioned sauna.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also a good gift idea, is to give experiences for people that are a little hard to buy for. You can buy them tickets to Rubber Ducks games, or you can buy them theater tickets. There's, great music scene in Akron. So there's all sorts of different approaches you can take.
Sure. There's a small business shop local promotion going on in Akron right now. So can you tell us about that, Dominic?
Yeah, Downtown Akron Partnership's running a small shop local support downtown Akron promotion. And basically, we're giving out these pins. I don't know if you can see them. And they're just little pins that say shop local, support downtown Akron. There's a couple of different ways that you can interact with this promotion, whereby you can enter to win prizes. There are weekly prizes if you shop downtown and show your pin on social media and tag the business and tag Downtown Akron Partnership on Facebook or Instagram or whatever platform you're on. We're on all of them at this point. But there's also a little bit of a scavenger hunt aspect to it. If you shop at 6 different businesses and save your receipts and share those with us. You don't have to show, what you spent or what you bought there, but you can enter to win Downtown Advocate Prize, which is a nice prize. There are a couple of different packages that we put together. And then if you're a downtown champion and you shop at 14 different places and you share that with us, you can enter to win the Downtown Champion Prize, which is a stay at the Blue Teak Hotel, which is fantastic, and a number of other nice prizes. And then for people who are completists and who do shop at all 14 places, there is a completist prize that we're putting together as well. That'll be a lot of fun. So, even if you don't win the grand prize, the champion prize, you'll still get something for your dedication to shopping downtown.
This is a real miss for me right now that I don't have a cowbell on this set because we just got 2 very exciting emails in. So this is my best attempt at, a drum roll. We have an email in from Betsy. Betsy says, I have a dear friend that loves candles but has breathing and allergy issues, especially with soy. I'm excited to have just ordered the holiday set for her from Black Culture Candles.
Well, thank you so much.
That's our drum roll for Betsy. And we have another one that has just come in for Donna in Medina. Donna says that she's on the website right now placing a $100 order at Nosh Butters.
That's awesome.
So there you go.
Thank you
We
so
are
much.
letting people know about the places that they can shop small here in Northeast Ohio. We appreciate you emailing us in and letting us know that. Now, we did get an email in about some construction that's going on in Akron. Dominic, I'll ask you about that. Nancy says that she's a vegetarian and she eats lots of seeds and nuts and always gets them both whole and ground right in front of her at downtown Akron's Peanut Shop. Then they get their tahini and lentils and other things on South Street's Sanibel's Bakery. Now, Nancy says that downtown Akron's city planners have nearly killed the Main Street shops over 15 years or so with endless street closures and rerouting, and she would really like to get the message to them to ensure that hopefully it's over now. She's not sure if you're the person to deliver that message, Dominic, but do you have a comment on the construction that's been happening in the Akron area and how that might be impacting small businesses?
Sure, and I can help amplify that sentiment to the city. I would say that Main Street is open in downtown. There's always going to be a little bit of construction here and there. That's just the nature of urban centers. But for the most part, it's pretty easy to get around downtown these days. The major construction is gone. There's ample parking. It's inexpensive. It's free on the weekends if you park in city decks or on the street parking. So it's easy to get to the Peanut Shop, which is an Akron institution. And I'll shout them out too because they will ship your order anywhere in the country. So definitely always worth a trip to the Peanut Shop.
Okay. I'll ask our panel now before we wrap up this part of the conversation to share a quick final thought with us on the importance of shopping local. And I'll start with you, Lori.
It is very important to shop local. One thing I love about Akron is that they have a beautiful ecosystem for the local entrepreneurs, and the help is there to really build your business. And I have met so many people who love what they do and they put a lot of work in, and what I love about the Akron is that they really support their artisans and their makers, and it helps. And the support that we receive keeps us going. It keeps us. Sometimes that a sale will stop a maker from just giving up. So that support is what keeps us going. It fuels us from day to day. So thank you for I just want to tell even my subscribers, the people who buy from me, just thank you because that helps me to keep going. So it is very important.
Mm-hmm. And Mike?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to those who do shop with us and understand how important it is to shop small business, not just our business, but all small businesses, because it helps your community, it helps the people in local, and it just helps keep the business going.
Mm-hmm. Corbin, how about you?
I really appreciate all of the support it gives me, a wonderful job that I love. Supporting local businesses empowers your communities, gives them the power to give back and to continue going.
And Dominic, from you.
Yeah, small businesses are really the character of any city, and you're not going to get that kind of experience if you go to the big box. Big boxes have their place, obviously, but you're not going to get the care, the attention to craft, the community that you get, the history. The Peanut Shop they're pushing 90 something years. And you go in there and it's like walking through Akron history. So you don't get that if you don't shop local and small.
Okay, this wraps up the first part of our conversation as we're talking about shopping local here today on The Sound of Ideas. I want to thank our guests. We have Mike Brighton, the owner of Grey Dog Comics in Chesterland. We also have Lori Parnell, the founder and maker behind Black Culture Candles in East Akron, and Corbin Wandling here, the production manager of Nosh Butters in Cuyahoga Falls. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Now, Dominic Caruso with Downtown Akron Partnership will stay with us as we take a quick break. And when we're back, we'll meet artists who rely on support during the holiday season to keep doing what they love. And there is still time for your holiday gift ideas and shouting out small business recommendations. You can call us at 866-578-0903, or you can send us an email at soi@ideastream.org to weigh in. That'll be right after the break. This is The Sound of Ideas. I'm Stephanie Haney. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Sound of Ideas. I'm Stephanie Haney. We appreciate you being here with this conversation about shopping small in Northeast Ohio. We're talking about the benefits of shopping local this holiday season with entrepreneurs and makers who depend on business during the winter months for surviving and thriving the rest of the year. That thriving piece, that's where we want to make sure we're getting everybody to. Now, we've been hearing about some great gift ideas along the way, and we want you to share what local businesses you love to support during Small Business Saturday, which is the unofficial day, the Saturday after Thanksgiving that's coming up this weekend. Now, if you would like to share your recommendations, you can give us a call at 866-578-0903. You can also email us at soi@ideastream.org or send us a message on Instagram at The Sound of Ideas. So right now, we'll be focusing on our region's flourishing arts community, talking with artists and community leaders about how maybe instead of buying that painting necklace or ceramic bowl from Amazon, you can find that gift right here in Northeast Ohio, or, rather than any of those other big box stores. So staying with us in studio from the first part of our conversation, we have Dominic Caruso. He's the communications director with the Downtown Akron Partnership. Dominic, thanks for staying with us.
Thanks for having me.
And now we are joined by two Cleveland artists. We have Charlie Malta, a.k.a. Juice Man, Juice, and Tessa LeBaron.
Yo, what up?
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us here.
Woo!
We appreciate it.
Excited. Thank you for having us.
Excited
grateful.
to have you.
Totally.
Also with us in studio, we have Maureen Ader, the president and CEO of Arts in Stark. Maureen, thank you very much for being here. You go by Mo, is that right?
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Very, very glad to have you here for this conversation. All right, Charlie, you go by Juice. So,
What up? Yo.
What up, Juice? All right, you and the other artist, you started a holiday market. It's called Vibe Boost.
I need a vibe boost. I need a vibe boost. Yes, we have this big holiday market coming up called Vibe Boost Holiday Market, and that's a song I was just singing. It was actually my song, Vibe Boost.
Okay, good, because we wouldn't have the rights to it if it was anybody else's song.
Oh yeah, it's all right. No worries. Totally mine.
No, this is actually the radio. I think that's
royalty-free.
fine. Yeah.
So yeah, me and Tess LeBaron here are running a holiday market together at Negative Space Cleveland in Asiatown at Asiatown Center. And it's this Saturday, November 29th from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. And we're super stoked about it. There'll be performances, probably about 14 to 20 vendors, food, coffee, incredible vibes. And we're super supportive of DEI policies, and we welcome the Pride community with open arms, and so amped to be helping organize this event.
How does it help artists specifically? What can you tell us about that?
Well, I'm coming from feeling like doing other markets around Cleveland the past 3 years, vending, and not liking some of what I see. In regards to some of my artist friends not getting accepted into these events for some reason. Why? I don't know. Maybe because of the views of the people organizing these markets. So I wanted to create another safe space for some of my friends that seemingly aren't being welcomed into these other markets. So basically, it was like, oh, I want to get a bunch of my favorite artist friends together and put together this really dope market. And Tess, this feels weird, the headphones. Tess has been involved at Negative Space for years, and they've been doing a holiday market there. And it kind of just was like, oh, let's get this Vibe Boost thing going here, bring even more artists, small businesses to the space, and just have this really dope community event
Tessa,
with artists. Yeah.
Tell us about your involvement here. You're one of the vendors at the holiday market. You have your own studio at Negative Space. So tell us about your work and what this event means to you and the artists.
So I'm a resident artist at Negative Space, which is located inside the Asia Town Center building. I do mostly acrylic and watercolor paintings. My original works, I like to reflect the radiancy I like to see in nature. And I do a lot of paintings of emotive figures. I like to paint a lot of different kinds of art. I paint a variety. Here's an example of one of my pieces.
Okay, and this is for sale, this piece?
Yeah. So this is something that's going to be featured at the holiday sale. Thanks, Juice. I also like to incorporate my sense of humor into my art pieces as well. And
Can you describe what you're showing so that the people who are listening to the show
this
can know?
is a frog holding a glass of wine.
Big glass of wine, too. That's the size of a glass of wine I think we all want,
Yeah.
proportionally.
So, I love to make people laugh. Juice and I, being involved in the art scene, we tend to create stuff that's uplifting.
Vibe Boost.
Yeah,
Sure.
we love
Totally.
the vibe boost. And
You also have a portrait here
Vibrancy,
or
yeah.
a painting of a dog here. Now, tell me about that. Is that something, do you offer portraits of people's pets?
Yeah, so one of the things that I like to do, not only do I work on my original pieces of things that I paint, I also take requests. One of the things I like to do is do pet portraits, and Juice and I, we also do murals. So
Totally.
it's more than just coming to see art. It's about seeing that we can customize paintings for people as well, and it creates a story, and we're able to kind of create a personal connection with the viewers. And this is something that someone's able to hang in their home, and their pet or their loved one. So I think that's one of the most important things about art is it's not only just expressing yourself, but with the viewer, with the buyer, it's about that story and that connection.
Okay. And Juice, you've also brought something that you have for sale.
So I do hand screen print it. So for the listeners, I hand screen print. I do these all over printed hooded sweatshirts, pants, freaking shirts, anything. I'm trying to get the camera. There we go. So this one I hand screen printed, and each one's a one-of-one piece of art essentially that you can wear. And I use a lot of vibrant colors. All of my work, the intention is to just kind of boost the vibes of the person buying it or this person seeing the art. Like Tessa mentioned, murals. We both collectively me and Tess, use lots of lovely colors. Yeah,
That's
all about
very,
the colors. Yeah,
very vibrant.
Yeah,
So
I hope
that
to just boost vibes.
to describe that, that's a yellow sweatshirt,
Yeah.
and the printing on it is blue and white faces. Thank you very much, Juice.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks.
that.
Thanks for asking about it.
Maureen, I want to ask you, can you introduce us to the arts community in Stark for people who might not be aware and how your organization supports them?
Well, I always tell people, just a few years ago, actually, Canton and Massillon were named as the 8th most arts vibrant mid-sized community in the United States. And I think until you've visited Canton and visited Stark County, you don't realize just how much arts takes place in our community. Arts in Stark, we're this county arts council, so we support through grants, all of the major arts groups, individual artists, nonprofits, a lot of activities and festivals that happen throughout the year that just really celebrates that vibrancy. And there's so much art to be had. There's so much art. And it's a great time of year to really engage with the arts community by buying local.
Arts and Stark put together an artsy gift guide specifically to help make it easy to shop local. So tell us a little more about what's on that list, Mo.
Yeah, we have so many great galleries, so many great artists. And so the Artsy Gift Guide, which we put out last month, we'll be expanding it this month and adding to it throughout the month of December. It can be found online at artsandstark.com, Artsy Gift Guide 2025. And it's just an easy breezy way for people to go online and check out just a small sampling of what can be found at a lot of local stores, a lot of local galleries, whether it's ceramics, whether it's jewelry. There's also opportunities for experiences and customized or commissioned pieces. So it's really just an eye-opener to show people that you don't really have to shop big boxes to give a very special gift to your loved ones this holiday season.
We have a call now in from Elizabeth in Hiram. Elizabeth, welcome to the Sound of Ideas. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hi, Elizabeth. Welcome to the Sound of Ideas. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Yes, my husband and I started in 2014 a business called Gary's Granola, and we do small batch granola and granola bars. We sell exclusively at the Purple Brown Farm Store in Peninsula, and we also do special orders. We also do some farm markets, and we were a long-time farm market resident at the Cuyahoga Valley down in south of Peninsula on Saturdays. So I just wanted to let you know about us. We're in Hiram, but we're actually in Troy Township, Geauga, and we source everything locally with our Geauga neighbors. We call it a low glycemic and high protein granola. We don't use any fillers. It's one grain, and we source everything locally from our Amish and local grocers. It's whole wheat. It's one grain, whole rolled oats, pecans, walnuts, almonds, sunflower seeds, unsweetened coconut, pure Geauga County maple syrup, and canola. And that's it. And so we've been doing great, and we just wanted to share that.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. We appreciate it very much. Thanks for sharing. Dominic, I want to ask you, what would you say is unique about the arts community in Akron?
Well, I would just say that the level of the level of talent, skill, and innovation is I would put it up against any place in the country and in the world, really, and that's Northeast Ohio in general speaking. But there are great opportunities to purchase local art, great opportunities, as Tessa mentioned, to have that sort of personal interaction with the artist and to get to know them. When you have that relationship with an artist, it goes beyond just that one piece that you own. Then you might recommend them to friends. You might purchase multiple pieces from that person, or maybe it's just the start of a friendship and entry into that world. So I would say the arts community is incredibly vibrant in Akron. A couple of good art markets that are coming just this week. Summit Art Space and Akron Bazaar are going to be in Lock 3 Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday with an Artist Sunday weekend market. Nearby, you have Akron Soul Train, which is an artist residency incubator. They've got great work that you can go and see and purchase. And then Art by Love, all on the same street, all on Main Street. Also has a collection of about 30 local artists. You're going to find something that you love, something that you can't find anywhere else, when you purchase from artists.
Mm-hmm. We have an email now from Randy Ellis, who is the president of the Manaway-Shalersville Area Chamber of Commerce. Randy writes in, I have to give a shout out to our small businesses in Manaway, Ohio on Route 44, just off the Turnpike. Almost all of our businesses are locally owned and provide products from local craftspeople. Randy goes on to say, to have a special experience, I would recommend visiting Manaway between 4 and 8 p.m. on December 4th for their Merry Evening in the Village event. In addition to the shops, there's a farmers and makers market, and you can take a tour downtown on a horse-drawn wagon ride. Randy, very appreciative of you sharing that information with us about what's happening in Manaway on December 4th, that special event happening between 4 and 8 p.m. We have a call now from Heather in Mayfield Heights. Heather, welcome to the Sound of Ideas. Go ahead.
Hi. I went to my grandson's 9th birthday last Saturday at Paynesville City Skate Center, and it was a blast. If really hard to find, but it's an awesome place. They have a beautiful floor. It was very affordable. Matter of fact, tonight from 6 to 8, it's $3 to get in. You can't beat that, and nobody was on their phone.
All right, that sounds like a deal. And we just had a conversation about phubbing, which is snubbing people in your life for your phone. So if you missed that, you're going to want to check that out in the Sound of Ideas archives. So thank you for that tip. We really appreciate that. Juice, I want to ask you, how does having people with online access to places like Amazon and other places, how does that compete with your ability to make a profit doing what you love?
I mean, I feel like 75% of my sales come from in person, essentially, like popping up, vending at events, art festivals, open studio events. So, I mean, online sales has been tough. I mean, ongoing. I mean, this whole entire year, I feel like people are just kind of hanging on to their money and like buying way less, consuming way less. It's understandable. So it's difficult. Yeah, for sure. It's something I'm trying to navigate better and kind of grow that area of my business for sure.
Sounds like those in-person events like the Vibe Boost Market are very crucial.
Yeah, it makes it, I mean, I get to actually meet the people and they can try the things on and make sure it fits and everything and really feel that sense of connection with people that want to buy my work for sure.
Tessa, can you sort of share with us just about the community that exists, having the hub in Asiatown for artists? Is that helpful, having other artists nearby that you can bounce ideas off of and maybe look to for inspiration?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The thing about the Asiatown Center building is it's very eclectic. It's very multifaceted. There's a great community of artists in the building. Not only artists, but there's so many great restaurants. There's Miega, the Korean barbecue restaurant. There's Foley's downstairs. There's the grocery store downstairs with
Sushi spot, right?
Yeah, the sushi spot.
Yep.
Shout out to Sook.
Nice. Sweet.
And for you personally, has it been community building?
Oh, absolutely. We definitely bounce ideas off of each other. Me personally, being at the gallery for about 7 years now, Negative Space was the first place where I was able to have an art show in Cleveland, and it's given me the platform to be able to flourish and thrive in Cleveland. And that's what Negative Space is about giving artists and makers and musicians and poets this opportunity to be able to express themselves and share their ideas. And also, being at the gallery for quite a while, I was able to have the opportunity to curate shows as well and gather a group of artists to do group shows, theme shows, and it's been wonderful.
Great. Mo, can you remind us about some of the markets that are coming up in Stark County where people can see a lot of artists at once?
Sure. One that comes to mind that's probably one of the largest is 720 Market. That's an ongoing makers market. It features a lot of area makers and artists, travels around to different areas of Stark County. But in the wintertime, they actually have a more permanent home. Arts in Stark and Visit Canton made an investment to build out sheds so that each of those makers, each of those artists has a mini space, a little tiny home, so to speak, at Oakwood Square. So you can come, there's usually a fire going, there's a band playing, you can walk around and enjoy local artists, local makers. If that isn't your scene, you can always go to a lot of the local shops. There's so many local galleries that have really price points that range from $5 beyond. So whether you're shopping for kids or adults, you really can find everything, whether it's wearable art like Juice has, commission pieces, or even edible art. We had someone call in and talk about that. I think it all kind of feeds into that community and that arts ecosystem, that local support that's so important. And just thinking about the gentleman who emailed in from the Chamber of Commerce and visiting Manaway, I think that this is a time where we're traveling a lot, and there's no better way to learn about a community that you're going to visit than finding something in the arts community. So if you're traveling this Thanksgiving or around the holidays, seek out galleries, seek out these types of events. It's really going to give you that feel for the community, and you can still shop for yourself, for others, but support that community that you're staying in.
Thank you very much. I want to thank our panel for being here today. We've got Charlie Malta, Juice Man here, an artist, also Tessa LeBaron, an artist, Mo Ader with Arts in Stark, and of course, Dominic Caruso with Akron Downtown Partnership. Thanks for being here, everybody.
Thank you so much.
All right, if you want to get the last word in on today's topics, you can email us at soi@ideastream.org. Yesterday, we talked to chefs and foodies in Northeast Ohio, and Joe Marie emailed in, what my sister's family will be celebrating this year is Thanksgiving breakfast. That sounds delicious. Thanks for sharing that tradition with us. We will see you back here tomorrow on The Sound of Ideas. Thanks for being with us and keeping the conversation going. I'm Stephanie Haney.